Hello everyone and welcome back to the FSL Wild Rift Open. We're on to the next stage of the bracket for the next BO3, and right now we have Space Gamer Kallyx going up against OneSnap Genesis, and both of these teams here have a lot of players with a pretty decent reputation in both Wild Rift and in other titles as well, other mobile game titles as well. So this is definitely going to be very interesting. Remember, these teams have each already won one series. This is the next round. We're in the pick and ban phase. So, yeah.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, right, I think we can call this is the battle of like Thailand versus Philippines, right?
Hmm.
And a lot of their players actually have experience from either League of Legends PC or other games like AOV, where they were pretty successful, right, getting podium finishes in recent tournaments involved with, and as well as some championships in other games as well. So I think overall this is going to be quite a hype match, right? Both of these teams went 2-1 in in their previous
Hmm.
series, so both teams did edge out, and now they're just looking to battle it out here. Um, Looking at the drafts, what do you think so far?
I mean, things look more standard. No outlandish stuff, I would say, so far. Things, yeah, really more standard players compared to what we may have seen in the first round. I'd say nothing that's out of the ordinary at all.
Right, I
That
think
is like,
something interesting to note is
hmm,
that Diana and Fiora were banned by the side of Kallyx,
yes.
and for the side of OneSnap Genesis, they banned Oriana and Gragas. So looking at the two compositions, I feel the one that Kallyx have is more focused on engage, right? They do have the combo with the Vi, Ziggs, and the Camille, right? All throwing the spells onto one person with the Kaisa to
Hmm.
follow up. For the side of OneSnap Genesis, they do have something that's more kite back, right? They want to poke with the Ezreal,
Yeah.
use the Braum and the Corki to kite back with the Mundo as a front line. So both of these compositions are sort of polar opposites, right? Because one wants to go in, one wants to go
Hmm.
back. So it all comes about to the setup for the objectives and how they really play around, the item spikes with the Ezreal and the Corki.
Yeah, something that actually is surprising to me is that Galio was open, but on the side of Calyx, they didn't want to pick it up, even though they had both the Vi and the Camille. I feel like a Galio in either the support or mid position could aid them in the dive and maybe be the extra CC that they require to take their opponents down.
Right, that is true. I think they missed it or don't play it, or they felt like the Lux support there was the better pick, right? The Lux is able to punish the Braum in the lane,
Mhm.
right? In the 2v2 lane, of course, they're playing the double range into the range melee, so they will be able to get the bot lane priority, sorry, and be able to help secure the Vi, maybe the bot Scuttle Crab.
Mhm. Yeah, if you look at where the Kaisa is pathing, though, Kaisa is pathing towards the mid lane, and it
Oh,
looks like they are not going to be using that Lux to punish the bot lane. Looks like they're instead going to be sending the Lux to try to punish this Corki instead in the mid lane.
looking for a two-man mid here. This 1-2-1 or 1-3-1 has been mostly popularized in recent competitive play. Little bit of poke coming out from the Lux here. We do see the Kai'Sa Lux not really pushing the lane, sort of slow pushing or freezing it.
Mhm.
Um, I think the Ziggs, I don't think the Ziggs will really have that much of a good time. So, oh, heavy trade here in
Yeah.
the top lane. I think it's going to be very hard for Ziggs to get the farm easily, right? Although Ziggs is a long range champion, we can already see the gold difference here. The Ziggs only at 700 gold, whereas
Mhm.
the Corki is already at 1,000.
Yeah, and you can see that the Ziggs is getting zoned out here, even though it's going up against Braum, who is a melee champion. Just his very presence is going to be able to zone and cause some problems there. Ziggs just missed another creep, and that is really not ideal at all. But Vi is the one who's making the first move in the top lane right there. She's going to connect the Vault Breaker onto the Akali, but the Shroud is going to keep her safe.
I think what's really interesting is that we see, one snap here in the bot lane. They are actually slow pushing the wave, stacking it and shoving it into the Ziggs here. I think they might have wanted to dive the Ziggs, but then with the Lux around, they decided to opt out of that. Um,
Yeah, I think it's a good read there by Kallyx to just rotate their Lux down just in case anything
right.
iffy were to happen.
I mean, we still do see though, right? The Ziggs is so much further behind compared to the Corki. So already nothing has happened, only 2 minutes into the game, but there's already a 500 gold lead for the side of OneSnap Genesis.
Mhm. Absolutely right, and it's not just the Corki, but
Ooh.
the Ezreal as well, who has 1,900 gold to his name. The Ziggs is just not having a good time right now, and I mean, sure, Lux can land some poke, but it's not gonna be enough.
Now, it is still a little bit of time left for the dragon to spawn. So we're just going to see a little bit more farming. Nothing special is happening here. Both junglers just opting to full clear. You see both of them level 5. Oh,
Hextech ultimatum onto the Akali. I don't think she's gonna be able to get out of this one actually.
oh.
I may tell a lie. Nope. She has not enough damage, but Kaisaya is gonna flash straight back in and try to find enough damage. However, the Camille does have that shield, and also there is a Lux hanging around just in case anything happens.
I mean, I think the Akali there in that position, she was able to get out, but they decide to flip it there, and they almost killed the Camille. It was so close, but the barrier being able to save her from the Mundo there, and you know, Flash being burnt by the Mundo. There's not going to be any easy way for them to get close, but as long as they play their team fights well, they should be able to still maybe contest this dragon, although the Camille is going to be coming back with a significant gold lead.
Yeah, that's right. Nearly has a Trinity Force for herself at this point in time. The dragon is coming up in about 20 seconds. Camille has opted to path back towards the top side. It has no teleport for herself. Ooh, this Kaisa here taking a fair amount of damage.
I think Corki is just going to recall here, take his package and head over to the dragon. I think something very important. The Lux here has not completed his enchantment, whereas the Brom has already gotten his locket. So in terms of power level, they are definitely way behind in the 4v4.
And that's right, and definitely it's gonna be
Actually,
OneSnap Genesis who I was gonna say who will start the dragon, but they actually opt against it. Corki does have the package,
right.
however.
So they're just waiting for Corki
yeah.
to walk over
He's
or
gonna-
fly over.
Yeah, he's gonna be flying over with that huge rocket. Gonna clear out the mid lane first, and actually Mundo is going to be recalling on this one. So it looks like there's not gonna be any team looking to take the dragon at the moment.
I think the Kaisa has hit the point where she has upgraded her first skill. So this is actually quite a big power spike for Kallyx.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is upgraded. So we will see if they will be able to contest this team fight, right? Oh, looks like they're not though. They are going to be playing for the Camille here. Going to be looking for the cross map, taking the first tower instead of going for this mountain dragon.
Yep. And see, this is a thing that that becomes more apparent as to why these two teams were able to, nice try there, were able to win and move forward, because this is a clear and decisive call that, hey, look, they're taking the dragon. We don't want to fight over it, so we're just going to go top lane. All the other teams that we saw so far were like, oh, they're taking the dragon. We don't really want to contest it, but hey, let's go in and die anyway.
Right. I think this was really good decision making, right? Because they decided, all right, we know they scale better than us, and if we lose this first dragon here, the game will be really hard. And you know, they have Corki package, so we can just wait it out, maybe fight for the next objective instead. And you know, why take a risk, right? It's just a mountain dragon, just a little bit of HP. We'll be fine losing it.
That's right, they do make that good call and they follow through with it. Looking on the items so far, Camille and Corki have both completed their Trinity Forces. Vi nearly has the Guardian Angel for herself, and Mundo already with the Sunfire. Very slightly ahead of the buy time. Yep, Vi was able to recall and get that Guardian Angel for herself as well.
I mean, still though, OneSnap are in the river first. They do have the priority in the mid and the top lane, so we will have to see if this priority does translate into anything, or if the waves are just going to bounce back. So far it looks like, oh, they are just going to be starting the Rift Herald first. Is there going to be any contest?
There's just some poke. Wow, pretty aggressive arcane shit there. But Mundo is just gonna smite that one out. Vi coming in with the assault and battery onto the Corki, who is able to use the Valkyrie to get out. But look at that right there. That's a lot of damage being landed. Mundo already falling, and now Kaisa can start to clean house. That Ikathi had Raid there, picking up the double kill. Meanwhile, we've got Camille going up against Akali, and Akali is forced to flash away very respectfully there. But Kallyx are the ones who find that team fight win.
I mean, I feel that was just, you know, superbly played by Kallyx, right? Because they knew that, I mean, we don't have the right recall timing, but it's okay. We win the 5v5, it's fine. So they just put OneSnap in a position where they will all group together, and that light binding from the Lux, beautiful combo into, just Kai'Sa just cleaning everybody up in that team fight. So, huge gold lead swing. I think it's about 4,000 gold for the side of Kallyx here. Um, what, how big do you think this goal lead really is? Because we did say OneSnap will scale slightly better than Kallyx. What do you think is going to be the game plan for OneSnap?
I mean, for OneSnap right now, I think they just need to hang back and try to find a way to try to get enough farm onto their scaling carries. And once they have that, right, or if they can find picks perhaps. I mean, the Ezreal right now does have the Moonman. He's not doing the most damage. Sorry, I mean the Manamune. He's not doing the most damage, but he still does quite a fair amount. I think all they need to do is just let him farm up more. And once they have enough of that, then they can start to actually find objectives on the map. But for now, they should just chill.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the huge underlying factor here is that the Ziggs in this game is so important, because there's nobody on the side of OneSnap except the Akali, which at this... Oh...
Yep. This Camille's gonna get caught
up.
Or maybe not. Okay, wow. That was a nice move there. Uses the Hextech Ultimatum just to find a flash. But she's actually walking back right there. She knows the Akali's vulnerable. Akali pops that barrier, but this Camille is on fire right there. Picks up that kill, gets the magic damage shield. Is that gonna be enough? The answer is no. The Corki will find that. But that's gonna be a 1-for-1 in a 1v2.
Well, that was a really alpha move there from the Camille. Not even caring about the fact that it was 1v2, just straight up walking right into both of them and killing the Akali in front of the Corki. I mean, if that's not an alpha move, I don't know what is.
Yeah, exactly. Just brutally murdering someone in front of their friends. Gosh, that Camille is absolutely bloodthirsty. But with the Trinity Force as well as the Executioner's Calling, she was able to just take that Akali down. The second dragon is up. Nope.
They do have the Corki package this time. Is Kallyx going to contest? The Camille does have teleport, so if they team fight, she's going to be able to move over.
Yeah, package is just used there to let out a little red carpet, but that means that there'll be no contest, and it's going to be OneSnap that pick up that dragon.
Oh.
Okay, and so getting rooted up, he's going to get comboed out as well. Not too much damage coming off the Lux at the very least. Void Seeker will not
He'll gonna be burned there by the...
Yep. Oh dear, Mundo is trapped in that Hexa Ultimatum. And that's gonna be a problem because Mundo is tanky, but he is not gonna be tanky enough. True Shot Barrage is gonna come through and tag a couple of them. But the redemption will keep them healthy. Baron has spawned, but I think they're just gonna want to push out this mid lane.
Oh man, I think Kallyx are playing so clean, right? They understand the limits of their champions, and they know even though, we give up the dragon, it's okay. We play for the side which we are stronger at, right? Which is the top lane at that point in time. The Mundo just overstepped into the side where she had no vision at all and just gets picked out by the Camille.
Yeah, that is a problem, and we talk about how Kallyx are gonna just perhaps run away with this game at the rate that this is going, because OneSnap we mentioned has to scale, and right now they're not really being given the opportunity to do so because of plays like that where they just catch out one member of OneSnap and then they just continue to find more and more leads and continue to starve them out.
Oh, Camille here fishing for another kill. The Rift Herald was summoned pretty late.
Yeah.
Pretty far away actually, like really far away in the bot lane.
Yeah, they didn't have the opportunity to do that on OneSnap because of what happened just now when the Mundo died, and then she just has to summon it because if not it's just gonna run away. If they're lucky, they might be able to get a charge in on it, and it looks like they actually will. Right now, the turret is going to be taking a lot of damage. It's probably going to go down as well.
Oh.
But there's going to be a fight once again. Mundo, armor reduced, pops the ultimate, and is forced to run away.
I think, actually, like, Kallyx would have probably done the Baron there because all of the side of OneSnap actually went for that bottom tier 1 tower. It was so risky. Especially since the Camille was already pushing in the top lane. So, playing a little bit safe here is Kallyx, but I think once we get around the objectives, this Ziggs here is so far ahead, right? With that Leandries and the Infinity Orb. The only person even because actually wait, he isn't that far. He's only 8,000 gold. The person with the most gold is still going to be the Camille and the Kaisa, but the Ziggs just has so much damage here. And on the side of OneSnap Genesis, they have nobody that's able to reach him except the Akali, and they do have the Camille as a form of heal.
And that's right now the poke can begin. Mundo there dropped to about half health. Can use the ultimate when it is up, but can't just afford to keep using it in that way. They're just constantly able to push out this mid lane on the side of Kallyx. Now they can just reset and come back even stronger than before.
I think both teams just going to ignore the Baron Nashor here, going to be playing for this Inferno Dragon. Now, will OneSnap get another dragon, or will Kallyx finally be there first? I mean, from the looks of it, OneSnap are just going to be there first again, right? Managing to get the Scuttle Crab, holding on to the river control.
Yeah, that's right. They do, at the very least, manage to find themselves some farm and some space. The Ezreal there getting a blue buff, which is pretty helpful, but goal-wise, still somewhat behind, and item-wise as well, because Ezreal only has 2 items in Kaisa there with 2.5, nearly 3. That's pretty scary stuff. And of course, we talk about this Camille right now, who is just destroying this Akali right here. She luckily has the shroud. Oh dear. That, yeah, we don't talk about that kind of thing here. That's
nothing happened.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Akali outplayed her.
Yes, definitely. Dragon has spawned right now. Camille, of course, just gonna continue pushing up that top lane there. Has an immense amount of pressure, and has those teleport enchants as well, should she choose to use them.
Ooh, starting up the dragon is OneSnap, and they are gonna get poked out a little bit by the Ziggs here.
Okay,
oh,
that
no.
is a pretty aggressive package there, just to create a zone. That's going to be the Lux ultimate as well. Who's going to pick up the dragon is going to be Kaisa with the smite. Now Vi diving into the backline. That's going to be 4 people trying to peel that off. And meanwhile, Akali actually able to find that Lux. That right there is pretty big. Vi dropping very low as well. And is this the point where OneSnap come back? Look at those health bars. They are also low on both sides. But it looks like OneSnap are actually going to be the ones to find the double kill for their Ezreal. Ziggs, is he going to try to throw one more bomb back? No, he does not find that. But now, OneSnap, they are the ones with the goal lead after that fight.
Yeah, we talked about their team compositions, right? When, OneSnap are in a position where they just need to kite back, and Akali did her job, right? Because we talked about it. Nobody's going to be able to go into the backline except the Akali, and she did exactly just that. Even if she wasn't able to kill the key targets like the Ziggs, right, she was able to create so much distraction that, the side of the Ezreal, the Braum, and the Corki were able to peel off the Camille and the Vi.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And after that fight, it's OneSnap who have themselves a small 400 gold lead, but a gold lead nonetheless, and where it wasn't before, it now is. They also have 3 dragons. That means that the Elder Dragon is going to be even better for them when they get it. And at this point, the Ezreal has 3 items. And this is the point where he starts to hurt. And they start to be able to take control of the game.
Yeah, all their members here, getting all their key items really, really, really quickly. I think it was very important to note that the previous fight as well, the Ezreal and the Corki both hit their 2 item spikes, which was probably the reason why, they had significant amount of damage there. So how will Kallyx here be able to respond? Because again, their team composition is sort of weak later on, the later the game goes, right? Because the Ezreal and the Corki just scale so much better. It's really going to be on the Ziggs here to just hard carry this game.
Yeah, that's right. Ziggs is the one with 10,000 gold in his pocket. I mean, we cannot discount the Camille either, who's been able to split push and draw so much attention to the from the enemy team as well. Like what's happening right now, where she's just kind of she really just beats out the Akali at this point, and she's just constantly able to shove in this lane. It's really in the 5v5s where it's gonna be OneSnap that are doing a lot better. This Vi though is being rather ballsy right there in the jungle. Gonna be able to take away those camps at the very least, but Lux landing a decent binding there. Vi forced the Fort Breaker out as well.
I mean, so far both teams did even. I don't know if I'm not even sure what's going to happen. I think there are two options here. First, it could be really anticlimactic where one person gets caught and then that just leads to a Baron, or there could be like huge outright 5v5, which is what I'm hoping for, right? Because that's the fun part about watching these team compositions, like two polar opposites go against each other.
Absolutely, and with the Baron alive, there is definitely an objective to fight for. The Elder Dragon will be up somewhat soon as well, and that would mean that there'll be 2 points of contention on the map. But for now, it looks like OneSnap are all pathing down towards the bot lane. They want to prepare for this dragon. They want to secure the Scuttle Crab. They want to get some control.
Now I think this is like a sort of recurring theme. Throughout all the games we have never really seen any team just prioritize the Baron at all, right? Only after the dragons are just the only thing that they focus on. A lot of teams just view the Baron as a bait and they just skip it completely.
That's right, Corki is recalling now because the package is available. Elder Dragon is coming up in 10 seconds. Both teams are going to want to start to look towards that objective as well.
Now a little bit of setup coming here, and once again we do see OneSnap Genesis have the control over the river. I think this is one thing that they've been so consistently good at, right? Just always being at the objective first and always being there to set up.
The Camille walking up from the bot lane there, always with the priority, always going to be able to flank if she chooses to do so. Corki with the package just going to help his team build some space around the dragon. But for now, no one is starting it.
Ooh, the Mundo here, so tanky. Even with the Guardian Angel, they're going to have to kill this fat boy 2 times over. Now, OneSnap should really maybe pull the trigger here, right? Because the moment that the Corki package ends, they're going to be in a really awkward position. So they do exactly just that, and they start the Elder Dragon.
Yeah, that's right. Camille is still on the top side. Look at that package there. Once again, just to kind of zone the Braum ultimate as well. A lot of tools being used to kind of keep them away. But OneSnap, their health bars are dropping pretty low right now. They have no Janna monster to top them up. There is nothing at all. And oh my goodness, Vi has stolen the Elder Ocean Dragon. Kaisa, what can she do about this? Ziggs is going to fall. Braum as well. Enemies are dropping like flies left and right, but it looks like at the end of it, when the dust clears, it's Kallyx that have won this team fight.
Oh no, that was so unfortunate. I think that was definitely a little bit too risky, right, for the side of OneSnap, because they decided, okay, Corki package is ending, I think we should just start the Elder Dragon, but they didn't have to finish it, right? In the end, they decided to take the 50-50 on the smite, and you know, it was just really unfortunate. The Vi ended up stealing it from them, and oh, the game is just so blown out of the water now.
Yeah, that's right. The Baron is going to be started up right now. There's only one Akali waiting in the bush. Maybe going to do something. I don't think it's a good idea to do so, however. But she is still walking down. Does have a lot of ways in and out, but is caught out by the Camille. And really, where can she go at this point? She's stuck inside the Hextech Ultimatum. There's nowhere to be running, my friend. You're going to get hooked shotted once again. Force the flash. But wow, just destroyed by that Camille. She is so massive right now.
And this Camille has been showing up throughout this whole game, right? Solo killing and even just, you know, applying so much pressure on the map. I think this is safe to say. I think this game, 20 minutes, it's been one of the longer games that we have had, and definitely, I think going to be shortly closed out here by Kallyx.
Yeah, that's right. And you can't discount the comeback potential though from OneSnap if they can find themselves a good fight. For now though, things are looking pretty hard. Vi is going to get stunned up, but there's not enough damage coming out from the Ezreal at this point in time. Everyone is up except the Akali, but that's another turret going down, and now with 2 turrets down, okay, interesting, with 2 turrets down, it's going to be pretty hard for OneSnap, but not impossible.
Oh man, the Vi, I mean the Vi here just needs to stand in front of his carries, right? Just let the Ziggs and the Lux do everything, you know, just slowly take every single turret on the map. And you know, there's absolutely no counterplay because there's so little wave clear. And you know, for the side of OneSnap, they can't do anything because they have no engage. Right, how can they go onto the Ziggs? Only Akali can do that, and even then they have so much peel.
Yeah, look at those! Look at the number of minions there. The cannons are doing insane amounts of damage.
Are killing the Mundo.
Yeah, exactly. The Mundo is so tanky, but oh my goodness, that's not where you want to be. Look at how low she is. Package once again being used just to try to clear the waves. Ziggs back in front of bomb is going to land, and really there is no fight at all to be had from OneSnap Genesis, and that means that Kallyx are going to pick up the first win of the series.
Well, this was definitely our most even series by far, right? Because both teams here actually showed pretty good mastery over their compositions, right? It's just that OneSnap, they made a crucial mistake in the late game where they decided, okay, we need to start something, but they just decided to flip the dragon, and that was just a mistake and the wrong decision at that point in time. Right, we do see the Ziggs damage here. Like as we spoke before, Ziggs is the only one that's going to be able to really abuse the enemy team, and the Braum and the Mundo just going to be able to soak up all the damage, but to no avail because they can't reach the Kai'Sa, but they can reach the Ezreal and the Corki.
Yeah, that's right. Look at that goal graph right there. It's back and
Oh
forth
boy.
until the very end there, I would say. And you're right. This is really the closest series that we had so far, because as we start to move on further in the stages of this tournament, we kind of get the better teams going up against the better teams, so they know how to react and how to play from when they're behind compared to, say, some of the teams from earlier. I would say that definitely OneSnap Genesis did a good job there playing from behind. It's just that one crucial error that they made that kind of swung the game back in the favor of Kallyx and ultimately allowed them to win.
Right, for sure. I think we definitely did see a lot of positive points there. We saw OneSnap was always on the ball when it came to the Dragons, right? They were always there first, always knew how to set up properly. And, it's just a little bit unfortunate, but they did show a lot of resilience. And maybe looking into the second game, they want to talk about how should we change a little bit of the shot calling, or what are the draft changes we can do to make the game easier for us.
Yep, that's right. And now we'll be going for a short commercial break. When we come back, it will be game 2 of this series. You do not want to miss it. Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the FSL Wild Rift Open, sponsored, of course, by Yahoo and Intel. We are here for game 2 of this BO3 series. We've got Space Gamer Kallyx going up against OneSnap Genesis. Of course, Space Gamer Kallyx right now is 1 game up, and we are in the draft.
Now, we did see Diana as well as Ziggs being banned on the side of OneSnap, or is it Space?
It's Space Gamer Kallyx that banned on Diana.
Oh,
and Ziggs.
yeah, my bad. Okay, so interestingly enough, OneSnap decided to ban the Kai'Sa as well as the Gragas, first picking the Orianna here. We do see instantly the Ezreal Braum and the Jarvan Galio, which we did mention previously, right? The Galio pick here being so crucial. Now the Fiora being picked up here, which was banned in the first game. We're gonna see a flex pick from the Camille here, going into the jungle instead of the usual, which is the top lane.
Yeah, that's right. I think that just picking up the Camille in itself was essential to denying the Camille Galio combo. I guess they kind of didn't want to let that happen. Of course, we saw that it could have been a Lee Sin jungle and a Jarvan top there, but they just opt to pick up that cannon instead. They have a good team fight there on the side of Kallyx.
Yeah, Kallyx team composition is. I really like Kallyx team composition because it's so simple, right? It's just a Jarvan into the Galio, into the cannon, with the Ezreal, really safe carry. He can dash in, dash out, and the Braum just as a, just a disengage or a peel or a follow up, right? For the side of OneSnap, they do have a lot of skirmishing with the Fiora and the Camille, but of course they do have the Janna, the Orianna, and the Corki to kite back. So I think similar to the previous game, right? Both these team compositions are polar opposites. They are completely parallel from each other. One of them wants to go in, the other one wants to go out. So we will see. I think both teams are still playing their comfort, right? We did see last game where OneSnap Genesis were playing a kite back composition, and they did have a lot of moments of brilliance, right? Just a little bit unfortunate with the throw at the end there, and Kallyx here playing again a hard engaged composition, but this time with the Galio and the Jarvan.
Yep, that's right. And of course, we have the Fiora thrown into the mix as well on the side of OneSnap. Fiora, something that we did see get banned a couple of times. I think it was picked once as well, but this time it is in the hands of Pei, who is pretty good, to say the least. Of course, did get shut down previous round by the Camille on the opposing side. We see that there are 4 members of Kallyx in the top side, just walking in to get some vision.
So I think there will be a 1-2-1 here, like we did mention before, popularized in competitive play. Now the 1-2-1 here does avoid the Janna Corki lane, which would be really, really bad for the Ezreal Braum, right? Because, you know, Janna Corki, they both outrange, double range, outrange Ezreal as well as the Braum, and it makes it extremely hard for them to lane. So they do put the Galio in a losing position, but it helps them secure the free scaling for the Braum and the Ezreal.
Yeah, and I think at this point, the Galio's job is to press R and to taunt. So it doesn't really matter if he's in too much of a losing position. He was already able to get the level 2 there.
Ooh.
So it's not too bad. He doesn't get zoned out
This
right
is a
now.
really, really, really big freeze for the side of OneSnap. I don't think he'll be able to do anything at all.
Yeah. Orianna herself getting zoned out in the mid lane as well. Yeah, this is pretty bad
Right.
for the Galio, yeah.
I mean, we will see. Like, look at the gold right now. The Galio only at 900. Orianna already at 1.2k. I think. I mean, there isn't really much that he could do, right? I think definitely the Braum or the Jarvan will need to come and bail him out of the lane because he's just so far behind right now.
Yeah, that's right. And the Jarvan is on the bot side, so is in a position to do so.
Oh.
But there's a fight right now in the mid lane. Oh, there we go. That's the Fiora in the hands of Pei there. I believe she was able to parry the stun from the cannon, and that allowed her to land even more damage and force that flash out. But Kaisaya is hanging around in the top lane, and Galio finds himself in an interesting position there, able to pop the barrier and back off. I think he was really desperate there to try to get some of that farm, which is still frozen right now.
Yeah, he's only at level 2 just now. Now 600 gold behind Orianna. I think it's so hard for him to play, especially because nobody is coming to help build him out of the lane, right? And now the wave is just going to be slow pushing right into the Galio. And if they dive him here, he's just going to be out of the game completely.
That's right, he was at least able to pick up the Kallyx for himself as he heads back to lane level 3. Kaisaya is hanging around in the top side still, and he gets knocked up, and he's actually going to be able to find some damage here onto Janna, forces out the heal, but once again he's returned and forced it back.
Yeah, like if he dies here, I don't think he'll be able to play the game because look at the wave, right? There's going to be 2 waves being stacked up against each other. Going to be a 3rd wave now. If he misses all of these creeps, he's just going to be so far behind. He's already 600 gold down, right? And here's the thing, there's not even any kills at all. It's just a pure laning phase, and he decides to recall. So,
yep, that's right. That's gonna be like 6 range creeps, 1 or 2 cannons actually, and 1 melee creep. At least, the very least, the Braum has arrived to kind of soak up this experience here that the Galio is missing out on, as well as the Ezreal, who is level 5 and who is walking back to lane in a rather interesting position there. Actually has the ability to go in because Corki has no mana to do anything whatsoever. Janna is gonna get. Oh my goodness, nearly got taunted up right there, and it's actually the top lane solo kill there by Andy against Pei.
I mean, I'm not sure what happened because the Fiora looked to be winning, right? She has such a good position there, but it looks like the level 5, the ultimate of the cannon was just way too much damage for the Fiora to handle. And, I mean, that was the saving grace because if you just look at the gold difference here, the Orianna is almost up 1,000 gold against the Galio. So, that's just so sad. I mean, at this point, the Galio, wait, he even has lesser gold than the Braum. He's just like a second support.
Pretty much. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like if they can find a way to execute with their cannon being fed, then the Galio being able to press R and just provide some zone and crowd control for his team might just be enough. At the very least, he does have his L5. It's not the end of, it may be the end of the world for his hopes and dreams of solo carrying the game, but definitely he still has his use in the team because look at this cannon right now. Andy doing a pretty good job in the top lane.
Now we do see the dragon spawn, but no team right now looking to contest it, right? I think it is the right decision, even though Kallyx does have the engage composition, right? The cannon does not have his ultimate, and there really isn't any setup right now, right? So Corki did take his package. I think Kallyx should just wait it out, you know, wait for the package to expire, and then when you can, hold on.
Well, I guess it's expired now.
Yeah, I mean, now the package was kind of wasted, so the cannon is walking over with his ultimate now.
Yep,
oh,
that's
wow,
right.
is that redemption kind of awkward there?
Okay, I guess damaging the red buff and kind of healing the Jarvan a little bit. Camille is hanging around though, does have that smite cannon, does have a read on that. Dragon is dropping down. Here comes the engage. It's gonna be a 3-man slicing maelstrom. The shockwave is not gonna land onto anyone, and that is a disaster right there. Kallyx is gonna start to run this team fight into the ground. A lot of damage being returned by the Corki, but Kallyx are the ones who are able to secure the dragon and the kill.
I mean, they do trade the dragon for the top lane tower, which
Okay, it's not even over right now. IRP taking so much damage from this Ezreal, and the Ezreal's just gonna arcane shift straight into her face and take her down. But the Corki is outputting tons of damage himself, just gonna flash forward and deal with the Braum. What can the Ezreal do in this situation? The shield from the Janna, pretty big stuff right now. He needs to block out the missiles, and he does so. That means that Kallyx are gonna be able to walk out of this team fight the victors.
will they trade it for the Rift Herald though? I think they will. I mean, I still feel that, you know, on the side of Kallyx here, they do come out slightly ahead, right? Because a lot of the gold went onto the Ezreal, which is that one carry which absolutely can just 1v9 the game. In OneSnap, they don't have a reliable way to get on the Ezreal as well. The Camille can go on him, but there isn't going to be any strong follow-up. So they do. There are like some small trade-off objectives, but I still do think it does come out in Kallyx's favor. Again, the Galio is still really far behind, but the gold is roughly even.
Yeah, agree. The thing is that I think that really what happened there, the dragon fight, is just that a lot of the key ultimates from the side of OneSnap did not land, namely the shockwave, which absolutely whiffed. The Camille also flew in and wasn't exactly able to find a target. Meanwhile, Kennen was able to slice Maelstrom through a lot of people. So I think the execution there was
wait a second.
kind of poor.
Oh no, I think OneSnap definitely messed up a recall timing or something, because you know, Kallyx were able to just walk into mid lane and take the turret for free. Now, I mean, this just does put the gold lead back into their favor.
Okay. Whoa! What is happening? I really don't think that's the right move. The Galio is actually gonna not get hook shotted there, but wow, that is as you say, an alpha move, and it's not even over yet because in the top side right now, Pei is gonna have that duelist marks onto the Braum, who is gonna fall not before taking out the Orianna. But Ezreal, with a nice arcane shift, he's going to be able to make it out of that one. The kill to go to Braum, but the action is happening all over the map. Kaisaya is going to jump onto Andy, but Andy on this cannon right now has the range advantage. The shuriken from him did not land, and here comes that cannon. He finds that last shuriken, and he dodges out on that missile. He makes it out. Whew.
Oh my, that was so awkward there for the side of OneSnap. I mean, not only did Kallyx get the top tier 1 tower, they also traded a lot of kills, but the cannon, he just played so aggressive but comes out alive, you know, not unscathed, but did not give over any gold at all. I think huge lead for them. We will have to see how the next team fight really looks, right? Because the cannon already completed the Infinity Orb here, looking for that Morello second, and the Ezreal just hitting that Triforce spike. This second team fight here is just going to be so huge for the side of Kallyx.
That's right, they have the item spikes on their key carries at this point. And the dragon is coming up in 27 seconds. Kallyx are looking in a pretty good spot to contest this one. Cannon with 3 kills and just constantly able to push in this top lane, despite the fact that Fiora is supposed to be a superior split pusher. That is not exactly a good look for the Fiora at this point in time, and now this Janna does not get flag and drag. Luckily the shockwave though, 3 members right there, but the reply True Shot Barrage is absolutely huge. They don't even need the cannon. That's ridiculous amounts of damage being put out right there by Kallyx, and they're able to find a pick, even though things looked really good there just for a second for OneSnap. In OneSnap, things looked bad once again.
I think like they didn't, oh shit, the Janna, they didn't even use the Galio combo at all. And, you know, they just did so much damage as we talked about. Okay,
yep, Cannon has finally arrived. Here he is. He still has himself the Slicing Maelstrom. I don't know if you want to ulti into that, Corki. I mean, Valkyrie. That's quite a lot of damage. But again, Andy going in time and time again. He just makes it out with a sliver of health, and he's just not punished enough.
I mean, we did talk about it before, right? The dragon fight was so important because all of the members on the side of Kallyx hit their power spikes, and when they went to the dragon, they were way stronger. And you know, it was just slight misplay from the side of OneSnap to actually just contest the river there, or even the tri-bush. You know, the Fiora does manage to push into the lane, but he really didn't manage to get anything at all. And now Kallyx here just going to be focusing on the Baron Nashor.
Oh, okay. Respect, I guess. Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. Anyway, other than that, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's the thing. Really, this Fiora split push has failed to pay off so far. I mean, no pun intended there, but really, finally breaking down that other outer turret. But it's only really been outer turrets. Nothing too significant has been gained at all. On the other hand, it's really Kallyx who are just starting to run away with this game. The Ezreal right now 3-0-2, and the Cannon 4-0. Even in terms of gold, Galio is starting to catch up right now. The difference between him and the Orianna is only about 700. It's not too bad.
Right, it was so much bigger just now, but with superb team fighting, you know, Kallyx was able to claw back and get their Galio back into the game. Oh, a little bit of poke damage coming out here from the Corki. Don't think they will be able to siege this tower, especially with the wave clear from. Oh, that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, they can't do too much, I feel, without the Baron buff to kind of empower the minions and help them out. But they still have the advantage at the very least, and they're really just pulling members of OneSnap around the map, because now that they force the Orianna back to mid, it allows Ezreal to put down a fair amount of damage onto the top turret. And now, once again, they rotate back to the top side, and they're gonna go back to mid once again. When now the wave is crashing, it's just pulling
back
them
and
across the
forth.
map. Yeah.
I mean, this is because both teams are sort of oh shit, there's a lot of damage from the Galio there. I think both teams are just overall pretty reluctant to start and play around the Baron. So it is really up to them to see how much they really want to risk, right? Or they can just play for the Inferno Dragon, which is going to be spawning pretty soon.
Yep, that's right. The Infernal Dragon is going to be up pretty soon, but the poke from the Ezreal is coming out onto the members of OneSnap right now. Both Fiora and Cannon have decided to move their quarrel to the mid lane, but the rest of Kallyx are actually able to find enough damage. When they walk forward with the Brahms Unbreakable, it becomes possible to block the wave clear and actually take the turret, and that's what they've done right now, and because of that they open up even more space. But there's a fight right now, Cannon dropping really low as well. This pick might be huge, and it does happen. Pei is now in the middle of 3 people, but do they have enough damage to find her? She has the parry as well. And look at this, this is not very good for Kallyx right now. They are so bunched up. They're not even going to be able to return enough damage by the looks of things. The Galio has fallen as well. Javan finally arriving here. Does land that Cataclysm, is going to be able to find the auto attack onto the Corki here. But that right there is a big mistake from Kallyx.
For sure, they overstepped their boundaries here, and Andy on the cannon. I mean, she thought she was strong, but clearly not enough, right? Because the Fiora and the Orianna are just able to 2v1 her and put her down into the ground. Now, I mean, this doesn't really convert into any objective, but a lot of gold is going back into the pockets of OneSnap here. And it's just much needed gold because, you know, the Kami was so far behind the Javan. Going to be able to maybe pick up the Guardian Angel sometime soon, but definitely not for this dragon.
That's right, the dragon has been started up. Ezreal though does have his 3 items. That means that he's a force to be reckoned with. Dragon is about 6,000 health right now as Camille begins to position herself in a place where she can try to smite this one away, but slicing Maelstrom for the zone, and wow, that was very timely stuff there from the cannon. Just able to zone that Camille away and secure the 3rd dragon for Kallyx.
I mean, so far, both teams, again, like we have been reiterating this before, right? Even though the Baron is sort of needed, both teams don't want to take the risk of doing it. And so far, it's just really calm and controlled gameplay from Kallyx around the objectives.
Yes.
Although outside of that, maybe a little bit of missteps, but you know, overall they still come out strong and come out ahead with really good and just controlled gameplay.
Yep, that's right. They were able to pull the members of OneSnap around enough that even though they have so much wave clear, they were actually able to take both the top and the mid inner turrets, and now the bot inner turret has about 1000 health left. It's a
Ooh.
very nice true shot barrage there to land a lot of chip damage. This turret is surely to fall. Keep your eyes on the ball. Not sure what's happening right now. They're just gonna be backing away. They don't want any more. For now, you can see the pings back to the mid lane. Cannon has returned to the top lane as well. So maybe positioning for that Baron.
I mean, definitely is going to be a hard game for OneSnap here. They are about 7,000 gold down, but they do have the potential to outscale and maybe even, you know, just kite back potential is so much. Oh, the blue buff doesn't go over to the Orianna there. It's a little bit unfortunate. But, you know, if the Camille and the Fiora as well as the Orianna does get onto their items, they will be able to be a force to be reckoned with in the team fights. The Corki almost hitting his 3-item power spike here.
Yep, that's right. He's nearly hit that 3-item power spike. And really, at this point, when the scaling comes into play, the gold leads start to mean less and less. But hey, look at this. Kallyx have started up the Baron right now. The plants have been taken. There's no vision of this, if I'm not wrong. So they're not exactly sure how low the Baron is, and that's why there are no clear decisive moves. Cannon is going to go in for the slicing Maelstrom. That's going to be the Galio following up as well. True Shot Barrage does go through. The Shockwave will only land on one, and Orianna is already down. Janna does get Cataclysmed up as well. That's going to be 2 more kills. That's going to be Kallyx securing the Baron and getting those 2 kills. Fiora split pushing here, but what can she do beyond that? She can try to fight the cannon, but I'm not sure if that's a really good idea. Stunned up, the Starax is going to get popped. Cannon chasing in, but he knows that he can do so because the rest of his team is just pushing in right now. They've got
minions.
a couple of cannon minions to say the very least. And Kallyx are trying to end this series here, and now 1000 health left on the Nexus, and they find the series 2-0 over OneSnap Genesis.
I mean, this was just such a close series, right? Both teams showed very, very strong like moments of brilliance where they all had strong ideas about what they want to do, how they want to play. They came into the game with their own draft, but it's just Kallyx that came out ahead, right? They executed better, and that's all that matters.
That's right. Just the way that they were able to keep their distance and go in when they needed to. And really, I would say Andy on the cannon just escaping so many times with so little health. Really just knowing the limits of the champion, as it is, of course, very respectable try as well from OneSnap there. It may have been a 2-0, but I think they had a very valiant effort in terms of fighting back. It was definitely a very close series.
They definitely did show a lot of times where, you know, they were so far behind, but they were able to come back in the clutch moments there. The Kasaya though on the 4000 damage with the Camille, definitely back to the drawing board. I think the draft here, it did show in the first and the second game. The team with the simpler draft do have a stronger chance to win. Right, looking at the gold graph here, oh my, we did see a little bit of gold come into the pocket of OneSnap, especially when the Galio was so far behind. But after a few teamfight wins, it was just no coming back from the side of OneSnap. You see the gold graph just going right all the way down to the side of Kallyx.
Yep, that's right. We still have one more series left in the day. Do not go anywhere because we will be back soon for the last series of the day. Stay tuned.